Today we are going to go on an adventure called Space Explorers. For this class, you are going to need 3 dots and 1 stretchy band. You might not need everything right away, but make sure that it's close by. For our menu, we're going to start by finding a spot. We'll do a warm-up. We'll go over our tool of the day. We'll take an adventure. We'll have a cool down. And we'll finish by having a great day. We are going to start by finding a spot. You are going to take one of your dots and put it in a spot where you have plenty of room to dance. Once you've put it there, go ahead and stand on it. We'll be done with find a spot, and we'll get ready for our warm-up. Let's start by giving ourselves a little bit of a shake out and just getting our joints nice and loose and getting our body ready to move. We're going to come to our most upright position, and we are going to think of ourselves squishing down and then floating up. We're gonna go squish and float and squish and float and a squish and a float. Come to neutral. With your legs or your arms or any part of your body, we're going to stretch in front of us, and then we're going to come to neutral. Our other side is going to stretch to the front, come to neutral. Other side, stretch, come to neutral, and stretch, come to neutral. Wonderful. We're going to stretch side to side. So we'll stretch to the side, come to neutral, and a side to neutral, stretching side, come to neutral, and side, neutral. We're going to stretch to the back. Ready? We're going to stretch back, come to neutral, again, back, come to neutral, and back to neutral. Last time, back and neutral. Let's do it to the side. One more set. Here we go. Stretching side and neutral, side and neutral, and side and neutral, and side and neutral. Wonderful. Shake that out. We are going to widen our base and make sure that we are nice and steady. And we're going to just start a little shift side to side, moving our weight from one side to the other. And we're going to let our upper body sway in the breeze, nice and easy. Now we're going to start grabbing some apples that are above our head, and we're pulling them down. Let's grab 2 more. We're going to grab some apples in front of us and pull them in towards our belly. Let's grab 2 more. We're going to grab some apples that are out to the side and pull them in. Let's grab 2 more. We're going to grab some apples across our body and pull them in. Let's grab 2 more. we're gonna shift side to side and we're gonna gather up all the apples on the floor that we've tossed there. Bring our body up. Ready? We're gonna throw some apples up to the sky, right back where we got them. We're gonna throw some apples in front of us, right back where we got them. We're gonna throw apples side to side. We're gonna throw apples across our body. And we're gonna gather down on the ground any apples that are still there. Let's grab them in our arms. On the count of 3, we're gonna throw them up into the air. 1, 2, 3. Now that we're done with our warm-up, it's time to go on to the tool of the day. We are going to be using our stretchy bands. This activity is going to be in a seated position, so you can sit on the floor or in a chair, or if it's more comfortable for you to be standing, you can do it standing as well. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna hold our stretchy band in both arms and take a big reach up towards the sky. And we're gonna stretch our stretchy band out as we tip to one side and let it come back in as we come back upright. We're gonna stretch it and tip to the other side and let it come in and up. Let's stretch and tip and let it come in and stretch and tip. Let it come in. 2 more times. Stretch and tip. Let it come in and stretch and tip. Let it come in. Nice. Let your arms wiggle loose a little bit. For our next activity, we're going to take our stretchy band and we're going to put it on our shoulders like a cape. And then we're going to hold the very ends of our stretchy band and we're going to reach our arms out long. And then we're going to hug our arms in across and reach them out long again and let them come onto our sides. Let's do that again. Reaching long and hug them in, reach them long, and let them rest. One more time, reach it long, hug them in, reach them long, and let it rest. Wonderful. Shake your arms out. For our next activity, we're going to let our band come all the way to the lowest point it can. We're going to hold on either side. We're going to take one arm and we're going to stretch it back as far as we can. And then we're going to let it come in. Our other arm is going to stretch up and back as far as it can. And come back in. A few more times we stretch it up and back and bring it in. And last time, stretch it up and back and let it come in. Nice. Shake out your wrists, shake out your arms. For our next exercise, we are going to stretch our legs out as long as we can. And we're going to take our band and stick it around our feet, or if you want to stick it around your knees, you can do that. We're going to give our band a stretch, and we're going to let it relax. We'll give it a stretch, and let it relax. Again, we stretch, and let it relax. Last time we stretch, and let it relax. For the this next exercise, you can continue to stretch and relax with your arms, or if you'd like to, you can bring your feet in and you can use your legs to stretch and your legs to relax. Here we go, either with your arms or your legs. We go stretch and relax and stretch and relax and stretch, relax and stretch and relax. Nice. Let your arms and your legs get a little wiggle. We are going to expand our body out a little bit wide, and we are going to take our band and we're going to wrap it around one leg, either on the back of your leg or on your foot. We're going to take this band and we're going to stretch with our arms and let it relax. Stretch away with your arms, let it relax. Again, stretch away, relax. Last time, relax. Again, if you want to do that with your arms, you can do that. Or if you want to do this next set by stretching and relaxing your leg, you can do that as well. Here we go. Stretch and relax and stretch, relax and stretch, relax. Last time, relax. Shake out that leg, shake out those arms. Let's take our band. We're gonna stick it on the other side. And we're gonna begin our stretching and relaxing with our upper body. So stretch and relax, stretch, relax, stretch, relax, and stretch, relax. You can do that again with your arms, or if you'd like to, you can stretch and relax with your leg. Here we go. Stretch and relax and stretch, relax, stretch, relax, and stretch, relax. Nice. Let your leg and your arms wiggle out a little bit. Okay, cool. We are going to take our band and we're going to stick it around our lower back, and we're going to hold either end of it. We're going to take one arm and we're going to stretch across and then bring it back in. Our other arm is going to stretch and bring it in, stretch and in, and stretch and in. Can we take both arms to one side? Stretch, bring it in. Both arms will reach to the other side. In and again, stretch and in and stretch. In. Wonderful. Now that we are done with our tool of the day, let's go on our adventure. Today we're going to go on a space adventure. So first, we have to get ready by putting on some special space clothes to keep us safe. Let's start by putting on some space pants and a space jacket. Give it a zip up. We'll put on some space boots and some gloves. And most importantly, our space helmet. All right, let's go on our first adventure. We're gonna get into our spaceship and put in our coordinates for our first destination. Beep, boop, 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 boop. And we'll take off. 3, 2, 1. Our next adventure is the moon. The moon goes through a lot of different phases. Sometimes it's a very skinny crescent. Sometimes it's a big full moon. And sometimes you can't see it at all. So we are going to be the phases of the moon, starting as a small crescent leaning to one side. And we're gonna start filling in and getting a little bit larger and a little bit larger until we've straightened out. And let's expand to be a full moon. And then we're gonna start bringing the other side in and leaning over until we're a little crescent the other way. And we'll start expanding and growing into a full moon and bringing it in to a crescent. Let's do that one more time. Expanding into your full moon and bringing it into a crescent. Great job. Let's go on to our next adventure. Let's get into our spaceship and put in the coordinates to our next location. Beep, boop, 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 boop. And we'll take off. 3, 2, 1. Our next adventure is the solar system. Our solar system means all of the planets that circle around our sun. So we are going to pretend that our dot is our sun and our body is a planet, and we're going to take a spin around the sun, making some circles. You can be close to the sun or you can be far away from it. And if you'd like, you can spin your body while you're going in a circle. All right, let's let that rest. Let's get into our spaceship and put in coordinates for our next adventure. Boop, 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 and take off. 3, 2, 1. We are going to explore a star. When we look from far away, stars look really small, but when we get up close, stars are huge and filled with hot flames. So we are going to make ourselves huge, and we are going to spread out flames through all of our limbs. Nice job, stars. We'll get back in our spaceship and put in our coordinates to our next adventure. Beep, boop, 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 boop. We'll take off. 3, 2, 1. We are going to explore a constellation. A constellation happens when you make a shape from all of the stars that you see in the sky. So we are going to put some stars up in the sky. And we are going to make our own constellation by connecting the dots between some of these stars. It can be any shape you'd like it to be. Some constellations tell stories. like Orion, is a hunter. We're going to make a constellation that tells any story that you want in your head. And then you're going to make a shape like your constellation. Great job, everybody. We'll get back in our spaceship and put in our coordinates to our next adventure. Beep, boop, 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 boop. We'll take off. 3, 2, 1. Our next adventure is a spacewalk. A spacewalk is when an astronaut goes outside of their spaceship. So luckily we have our spacesuit on, and we're going to take a step out of our spaceship and float around in space. In space, our bodies feel very, very light, and they float around. Make our way back to our spaceship. Awesome. We'll get back in our spaceship and put in our coordinates to our next adventure. Beep, boop, 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 boop. We'll take off. 3, 2, 1. Our next adventure is a black hole. All right, a black hole is when one of those big, hot stars collapses and starts to shrink inside of itself. So we're gonna start as one of our big stars, and then we're gonna pull in like everything is pulling into our belly button. Let's try that again, stretching out, shining like a bright star, and everything gets pulled into your belly button. And one last time, we stretch out like a big shining star, and everything pulls into the belly button. Wonderful job. Let's get back in our spaceship and stick in our next coordinates. Beep, boop, 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 boop. And we'll take off. 3, 2, 1. Our next adventure is a comet. A comet can look like a shooting star. It's a bright piece of material that shoots through space. So we are going to take our body and we are going to shoot through space. Can you be a comet with different parts of your body? Maybe your head could be a comet. How about your belly button? How about your elbows? Nice job. All right, let's get back into our spaceship and we're gonna put in our coordinates for home. Beep, boop, 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 boop. We'll take off in 3, 2, 1. Now that we're back in Earth, we are going to take off our spacesuit. So let's start by taking off our space helmet and taking off our space gloves. We'll take off our space boots and unzip our jacket. Take off our space jacket. Slip out of those space pants. And take a nice big breath of earth air. Thank you for exploring space with us. Great adventure, everybody. Now it's time for us to cool down. All right, we're gonna do a cool down stretch. So let's start with taking a big breath and reaching our hands up. And blowing it out, pressing our hands down. We'll do that 3 more times, breathing in and out. 2 more times, breathing in and out. Last time, in and out. We're gonna take one side, reaching tall, and tip it over until we feel a stretch in the side of our body. And we'll reach it up tall again and let it melt all the way down. Our other side is gonna reach up tall. We're gonna stretch over to the side and reaching back tall, let it melt to the ground. Let's do that a couple more times. We're gonna reach and stretch and reach and melt. Other side, reach and stretch and reach and melt. Again, reach and stretch and reach and melt. Last time, reach and stretch and reach and melt. Nice. We're gonna take our body out as wide as we can. And we're gonna make a big twist and feel that stretch. We're gonna take a twist to the other side. And we'll twist back and twist. Coming back to our neutral body, letting our arms relax. We're going to reach towards the toes of one leg, however far you would like to go. And we're gonna swing like a big elephant trunk all the way to the other side and reach towards our other toes. We're gonna swing like an elephant trunk, reach towards your toes. Swing like an elephant trunk towards your other toes. We'll go swing and reach and swing, reach and swing and reach and swing and reach. Awesome. You're gonna let yourself fold down and reach your hands towards the floor. You do not have to be touching the floor if you don't want to be. You can have your head up if you like it, but we're just going to be reaching down. And wherever you are, you're going to nod your head yes. And you're going to shake your head no. And you're going to roll up like you're putting a peel back onto a banana. Very nice. We're going to face one side, and we're going to have our legs pointing to that side, and we'll just bring a bend into our front leg and keep our back leg nice and long. We'll do our reaching and breathing. So we're going to inhale, reach the fingers tall. Exhale, press the hands down. Inhale, reach the fingers tall. Exhale, press the hands down. Wonderful. We're going to straighten that front leg and very slowly, taking steps if you need to, we're going to rotate until we're facing the other side. We're going to bend our front knee and keep our back knee nice and straight. And we'll take a big inhale. Blow it out, press the hands down. Big inhale. Blow it out, press the hands down. We're going to straighten that front leg and walk ourselves back to neutral, facing forward. Let's take one straight arm reaching across our body, and we're going to stretch our arm. And we'll take our other arm across our body. Give it a stretch. We'll take one arm and stretch it behind and give yourself a pat on the back. Take your other arm, stretch it behind, give yourself a pat on the back. We're going to take one last reach up towards the sky, and as we blow it out, we're going to take a bow and come back up to neutral. That is the end of our cool down stretch. Thank you for dancing with us today. Wonderful cool down, everybody. Now it's time to have a great day. Make sure to stick all of your dance tools back into your dance bag. If you want to do a sticker activity, you can find one in your dance notebook. Make sure to stick a sticker on your bingo card so you can get your certificate at the end. Have a great day.